in the news, like recently, they're putting this out there. First female aviator kill, and it's like it's a growler kill, right? No, this wasn't that one. I'm getting confused. The growler had a kill.
Yeah,
the growler had a kill.
Mm-hmm.
But now the Super Hornet has a drone kill. So an F-18F Super Hornet. So that's the family model, right, Gonky?
Correct, sir. Yes.
Okay.
F-32.
First female aviator to shoot down an enemy aerial threat. There's a lot of words here. Female naval aviator from Strike Fighter Squadron 3-2 shot down a Houthi drone during a recently concluded deployment in the sea. They went and shot down a ton of drones. They employed 20 air-to-air missiles against Houthi one-way attack drones, which targeted civilian merchant vessels in the sea. They're in one of them. The VFA-32 became the home to the first female pilot to engage and kill an air-to-air contact. They also shot. Does it say? Oh, there's the Growler. The Growler was out there too.
Right, they got the Hind, right? The helicopter.
Yeah, I got the Hind. Yeah. 120 precision-guided air-to-surface munitions there to protect the freedom of navigation. Dude, Chowda Hill, by the way, just as an aside, is like the greatest. Like, is he like the boat skipper or something? His social media is amazing. He's always talking about how awesome his people are. He is a case study in leadership, and I believe everybody should go follow him and try to emulate him. So they go on to talk about Rosemary Mariner, who passed away in 2019, was the first woman to fly tactical jets in 1974. And then in 2020, J.G. Madeline Swegel, first ever female African-American tactical jet pilot. And then Stalin Lee recently, who was actually in the end of that IMAX movie, was hired as the first Blue Angel. So, but yeah, then there's also other female pilots of the Soviets. They had female aces as well. Soviet Air Force for air-to-air kills. So, Mace, how do you feel about this?
My dad actually sent me an article about this. That's how I first heard about it. And I just responded with clapping hands. And then I knew that people on the internet were going to say that somehow it's not, you can't say an air-to-air kill because there's no one in it because it's a drone. I was like, someone's going to quantify this to like make it less.
Gonky, were you in the comments of her Instagram bullying her again, Gonky?
No.
I have not posted about it, but no, I think it's great. I would imagine this female aviator probably does not want this attention because you don't want that when you're, especially in a deployed environment.
Well, they didn't name her, so that's, well, I mean, I guess everybody knows who it is.
Everyone in her unit knows, though, right? So she's probably getting all kinds of crap for it. Yeah, I mean, she's doing her job, but I appreciate things like this being discussed because I think it does impact how young women considering joining the military view their options. So it's like, that's awesome. She's doing the mission. I'm sure she's super happy to be doing the mission, as we all are when we're deployed. And I'm sure she's probably not super happy to get this extra attention in that environment. But I also see like why it's highlighted in the media. So
I'm surprised that she's the first. Like, it's 2024.
Well,
we don't have a lot of air-to-air.
Yeah,
I know. It's just crazy. Well, I mean, dude, our time in Iraq, we were doing that. We were shooting down drones in 2009. You know, that was a thing. They were strafing them, but it's awesome.
Nice. Oh, that sounds fun.
Yeah. I didn't get to. I was air sovereignty alert. I should have been, but they just took an airborne flight and they just said, there you go. And it's as close as I got. Very sad. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm just surprised it's taken this long. So it's good that here we are finally. Do you get, so when other air-to-air kills, if you have an air-to-air kill, you get a missing man formation at your funeral. I wonder if that counts for this.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's a criteria for a missing man formation?
I didn't know that.
An aerial victory.
Huh.
I didn't know that.
Yep.
Interesting.
I don't know, man. I did a funeral for a admiral who had 5 kills, and we didn't do a missing man.
Really?
No, it was
5 kills? He was an ace?
No. He was the only he's the only fighter pilot in World War II with 5 kills who wasn't an ace, because the first jet, he was the first plane he shot down, he was at Pearl Harbor, and he shot down a Japanese attacking aircraft with a Browning assault rifle from the ground.
And that didn't count?
No, because he wasn't in an airplane. So he had 5 kills. 4 of them were air to air, him and a fighter. And then the one was with the BAR, Admiral Jackson. I think it was an honor to be in his funeral. But no, it was just me and Shady section of Hornets. We did a flyby with a hook down and, over the funeral. That was it. But maybe in the Air Force you do. I don't know.
There's like super strict criteria on missing man formations. There's a whole reg on it, right?
Yeah.
Did you guys do those, Mace, as Thunderbirds? Did you guys do any of that kind of stuff?
Not usually. We did. There was a couple that happened while I was on the team.
For high vis people.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember who we did one for, but I remember it was a deal because they're like, oh, we got to look at this reg and like it doesn't meet the criteria, but not usually. We don't normally do funeral flyovers in general,
right? Because you're more demonstration.
Yeah, and usually we're just busy. Like we're busy. Yeah. We're already fragged out for 70 air shows in 9 months.
Can you just squeeze in a couple more events here?
You fly across the country and fly over this funeral. Yeah. I mean, there are definitely ones that we wanted to do.
Yeah. No, I mean, but mover this kind of stuff.
Found it. So the criteria: active duty or currently serving in the Air Reserve component, officers rated blah blah blah. Active duty or currently serving, non-rated officers, aviators, operations support flyers. There's a whole thing. Dignitaries, active duty. 3- and 4-star generals, regardless of rank, active duty retired chief master sergeants, Air Force members who have been awarded the Medal of Honor, Air Force Cross, Army Distinguished Service Cross, or Navy Cross, Air Force aviators who have achieved at least one or more officially recognized aerial victories. The Air Force Historical Research Agency is the official source for aerial victories. So it would have to be an official source. Because remember, and the reason I know that is because we interviewed Shanghai, who has an aerial victory. And when I told T-Bear about it, he's like, yeah, he can get a missing man formation at his funeral. I'm like, how do you know that, T-Bear? He's like, yeah, of course, T-Bear knows everything. But that's it. So I'm curious if that's going to count towards but Shanghai shot down a helicopter, with an A-10, which is badass.
Yeah, the helicopter was flying, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? I mean,
he shot it down.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
That's what happens when you shoot something down, it stops flying.
Yeah.
What if it's hovering?
What?
What if it's hovering?
Still a shoot down. It's
what
flying.
If it's like taxiing? You know how they taxi hover like right above the.
I think flying. Ground effect is ground effect. I don't think we have to distinguish between if it's under its own power and above the ground and not touching anything. Flying.
That's the threshold. Okay, just
flying.
Just checking.
Yeah.
I mean, stories like having been on deployment stuff, and especially the Ike, they've been obviously working their tail off out there with all kinds of crazy stuff happening. I think stories like this is also good PR for morale, for everybody at VFA 32, right? All the maintainers and stuff like that. I mean, dude, when you're on a ship, you're kind of in it's your own little world. And for the maintainers, especially, like as pilots, we got to leave the ship sort of, right? But it really gets like Groundhog Day out there, and stuff like this. I think it does help with morale, and it helps with the mindset of why they're out there, right? So they get to see the ordies that loaded the weapons on the airplanes. They actually get to say it came back without an AIM-9. Holy cow! Yeah, I helped in her getting a kill, right? So I think a lot of that is good too. But Mace, I think you nailed. I don't think any of us would ever want spotlight on us for just doing our job. You know what I'm saying? Because the mindset is, you pick any fighter pilot and just Rochambeau us through there. We all could have pulled the trigger, right? Right, kind of thing. So, but I don't know. I think it's cool, man. I mean, it's good PR, man.
Yeah, I think they showed a picture of her, or at least I don't know if it was of her or if it was like they just found.
They found a random girl.
Yeah. And said, this is her. I mean,
was it an AI generated female fighter pilot?
She had 2 arms, but she had 3 legs. What does that mean? Yeah.
6 fingers is the giveaway generally.
It's on Facebook where it's always like, today's my birthday, I just want to wish, and you're like, engagement farming, and then it's like none of it matches. Like the airplane has like a Soviet star, and then they're American. Like there's all kind of stuff wrong with it. Right.
And all the people in the comments think it's real life.
Oh, and they want to wish you happy birthday.
It's amazing.
Happy birthday, and that's how it works.